Hello. You are not dick dimensional. Today, I want to talk to you about how to improve erectile dysfunction if you're having it. A lot of people that I know are basically treating their penises like that's the only part of the sexual experience. So as a result, when people are only going into a sexual experience thinking about their dick and only using their dick, then they are missing out on a whole global sexual experience. So first, let me teach you just about your body. So if you're a penis owner, if you're male, then you need a whole mind, body, and relational connection to feel comfortable being sexual with a partner. So let's learn a little more about this, right? So I do have my golden penis. I actually made this in a make mug because I have enough coffee mugs and they were like, you can make whatever you want. And I said, anything. So for demo, I have my golden penis that I'm going to describe to you a little more about how the penis works and how to make it work better for you. So, you aren't just your penis, you're a person. We're all people first. And what that means is, yes, you may be capable of getting an erection because you see something pretty or you see something that's exciting or engaging, right? So, like many people watch porn or even just being in a public situation, you might see people that are good looking and you get a little, energy downstairs that starts to flow, and that's fine. Okay, so that is just physiological arousal and feeling like a little blood flow. Some of that you control, some of that you really don't, actually. Some of that is just the body's natural way of responding to something that's a little exciting or sexy. But for your penis to actually work with a person, you still have to feel safe. So, like for every person in this world, we need to feel safe first and then we arouse. So you don't start like, yeah, you might see that person across the street and get that little dick energy where it's like, oh, that feels good. I like that person. But you wouldn't just go straight to having sex with that person because you don't know them. You don't know if they're a safe person. You don't know if you like them. You haven't had a conversation with them. That's not how it works. Like if it did work that way, then we'd all just like stop in each other and I don't know, we just do things differently, but we don't do it that way. There's a different way that we approach life. So guys, you need to feel safe to be sexual. You need to get to know a person. You need to feel like they know you. Because again, it's a very vulnerable thing to stick a dick inside somebody or to have it inside somebody's mouth or in their hands. Like it's vulnerable. It's a tender, safe spot. So I want to talk to you about like the different kinds of arousal and safety that are needed for your dick to work the way it's supposed to work. So first, we need intellectual arousal and intellectual safety, right? So safety in mind, body, and context. If you think of your brain, like it needs to feel safe to think about sex, to talk about sex, to engage in sexual ideas. So like if in your brain, when you think about sex, it's an unsafe place or it's like triggered or there's any association historically of shame, then it's not safe up here. And so your dick's not going to work as well if you don't feel safe up here around sex and sexual ideas. That's just you by yourself. Now, let's talk about intellectually with a partner. So to arouse intellectually means to feel like you're known, you're understood, they get you, you get them, and to feel like, so think of banter. So whenever I think of intellectual arousal, I actually think of like that banter when people laugh and play and flirt. That's all intellectual arousal. And that stuff impacts your erection, right? So if you're not having that kind of like flirty connection or that energy, or even just intellectually seeing that she wants to be or they want to be a part of the process, if you're not experiencing that, then you're not going to be as open or comfortable with the sexual experience. You're going to be like, your dick can sense this. Like, I want you to, like, okay, so yes, there are people who can dissociate and not pay attention to consent clues, because there are people who do it. But most of you want to have sex with people who want to have sex with you. Most of you, penis owners, want to have sex with somebody who wants you, who's engaged, who's interested. So intellectually, you're even paying attention to verbal and nonverbal cues, right? So verbally, yeah, let's do it. But nonverbally sounds like looking, are they making eye contact? Are they smiling? Are they engaged? Are they enthusiastic about being there? That's your intellectual arousal and connection with a person. And if the person you're having sex with is very standoffish or scared or timid or like showing this, your dick's going to read that situation. Like it can tell. And so for any of you guys who are in a situation where it doesn't seem like there's an intellectual connection with a partner, that can impact your erection. That can impact your ability to be sexual with that person. So that's a safety mechanism for the penis. Now let's talk about your heart, your emotional connection. So yes, you guys have emotions, you have hearts, you have feelings. And so the feeling that you can be vulnerable with somebody, the feeling that you can connect and share things like, so to even talk with somebody about sex and pleasure requires you to be vulnerable, to open your heart and to tell them things about yourself. Like, actually, I always think of this like sharing our darknesses, but like to share with somebody requires us to like say things about ourselves that people might not be okay with or might not be comfortable with. And then when you're sharing, for them to be non-judgmental and really open and thoughtful of you and your needs impacts you. It impacts your feeling of safety and connection. And so again, this is about mind-body connection. I'm really trying to get you to see and understand that you're not like your erection is connected to your emotional sense of safety, vulnerability, and comfort. And so if you don't feel that emotional connection with somebody, guess what? Dick's going to read it. It's going to read it. It's going to notice it. And it's going to be like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, we have to listen to our dicks. I don't have one, but I'm just telling you, like, if I were talking to females right now, I'd say, listen to your body, right? Like, but I'm asking you males to listen to your body. It has a message. So, but that's not all. Physiologically. So I'm hearing stories that men are taking pills, and I'm not against Viagra. I'm not against the Cialises. I understand that biologically, hormonally, there are things that some people are needing to take to help with their hormonal change. But like, I'm curious how many of you are learning how to physiologically warm up your entire body. Because the other thing that's happening in this whole dick dimensional space is when guys are being sexual, they're only focusing on their dick and the sexual experience, and they're not focusing on their whole body. Guess what? We warm from the out in. Like, just understanding the biology of an erection, blood flow. So when you get an erection, blood flows in the penis, and then muscles around the base of the penis start to tighten and squeeze to keep the blood in there. Okay? Viagra and Cialis are all blood pressure pills. They have a byproduct of giving you an erection, but really they're impacting blood flow. So if you think of blood flow is the whole body, a whole mind-body connection. What you're trying to do when you're being sexual is you need touch outside of your dick. Like touch maybe on your head, touch on your arms, touch on your stomach, touch on your butt, like touch in every part of your body. You're not just dick dimensional. You are a whole person. And for you to be physiologically aroused requires a whole body experience. Yeah, and I know some of you are going to be listening and be like, well, I've been able to do it before and it wasn't a big deal. I get it. Yes, you can just focus on your penis. But over time, as men age, as your nerve endings don't fire the same, as you get less testosterone, because as we age, testosterone does shift. If you stay dick dimensional, you're missing out on the whole body experience of sexuality. So think of it like if you're warming the body and making it feel safe, having like sensual massage, being touched, holding somebody, feeling that warmth, that skin to skin contact is creating physiological safety. It's warming the penis up. It's making it feel safer and then more aroused. Actually, has this ever happened to you? For any of you who have struggled with erectile dysfunction, so maybe your partner goes to the penis quick and starts going down on you and your penis is just like not, and he's like, nope, not feeling it, not getting there. And then they almost go harder and they try more intensely. And it's like, it just makes it like, no, I don't want this. I can't do this. It shrivels up more because it's too much pressure. It's overstimulated. It's not ready. So actually the opposite is what helps. Instead of like going harder on it or going more intensely, is taking a break from the penis saying, hey, see ya, we're gonna put you away and we're gonna focus on the rest of your body. I want to focus on the rest of your body and have you experience other body stimulation. And here's what happens. It's a little diversion. Maybe you touch chest. Maybe you focus on the partner for a bit. Maybe you're kissing, touching. You're putting your brain in the game. And the more that you do that, like you basically just say, hey, when you're ready, penis, come along. When you're not, no big deal. I have a whole body. I'm going to experience whole body sexual energy with my partner. When you put it aside and get fully mentally engaged in the sexual experience and just allow yourself to get lost in all of the pleasure your body has to offer, all of it, then what happens is penises become erect as a byproduct of you being fully embodied, engaged in the sexual experience. Erections are a byproduct. You can't strong arm them into existence. They require finesse. And you can't be dick dimensional when it comes to sex, especially as men age, because it's just not how it works. After a while, to be honest, I would like it if more men were seen as whole-bodied people even before they aged so that they could learn how to have whole mind-body sex, because you do need whole mind-body sex, and it's better, it's more fun, it feels good. So, with that being said, other things I want you to think about when you're thinking about the whole body is that actually, if I put my hand over my arm like this arm starts to become interested. There's little nerve endings that stand up. Those are the goosebumps. And as the goosebumps lift, they're like, something's there. What's going on? This is pleasure. This is your body's little erections. Little erections. They're actually called piloerections in medical science books. They're called erections. So when you learn to engage the whole body, like use touch, and actually even use, that's called energetic touch or anticipatory touch. So you don't even have to start with like touching fully that body, just making yourself present and known and physically aware of the body. And think of how sexy this is. Your partner just hovers over you and kind of kiss, gets close to a kiss but doesn't quite kiss, and is kind of creating some energy of what's going to happen. That's an erotic mental energy that's being created. And of course, eventually you get to touching, but even that, building that sort of energetic anticipatory touch. You can do that with a penis too, by the way, right? So even when you are being sexual, getting close to the penis, but not quite getting to it, touching the stomach, touching the sides, that's you making your presence aware. And the penis is kind of hey, what's going on? There's something happening. I don't know. I'm curious. This is what we want to create. We want to create that sort of sensation. And even when you do touch the penis, okay, don't touch it so hard at first. Maybe go soft, keep it light. Just make the penis aware that you're there. The other thing I want you to understand is that penises orgasm in multiple ways, right? So some of them can orgasm inside a vagina, but really what makes a penis orgasm is just rubbing and rubbing at the right pressure and the right intensity until it comes. That's how it works. So sometimes you can get a good spot if you're doing penis and vagina intercourse, a vaginal wall, sometimes you can rub up against it that it does get you to come, but sometimes because it's not direct stimulation, it can't happen, or it's not easily happening. So one of the things that's really important to consider is you don't have to orgasm inside somebody all the time. It can be maybe you do penetration for a time and then you move to a hand job and give more direct stimulation and touch different parts of the penis. Or maybe you end with the blowy blowjob. I don't know why I called it that, but basically end with something. You can, an orgasm is an orgasm, whether it happens inside somebody, outside somebody, with a hand, with a vibrator, it's an orgasm. And so some of what my clients need to learn to do is shift what their value system is around when an orgasm is okay or not okay, or how to experience an orgasm. Because again, if the pressure is I must orgasm inside my partner, if you're having that kind of sex and your penis isn't working that way, it just needs more direct stimulation, then you're going to put shame and pressure on yourself instead of, and again, that's not safety in mind, that's pressure. We get anxiety. When we have anxiety, we don't perform as well. So I really want you thinking about, how do I expand my sexuality to whole body pleasure? And also, how do I think of orgasms outside of the penis? Because again, you can have prostate orgasms. You can have spine orgasms. Your spine is where the orgasm is. The genitals are one way to the orgasm, but actually your spine is where orgasms, like you can vibrate a spot on the spine and give somebody an orgasm. Your brain is where orgasms are located. So like learning to step away from the pressure of orgasm and just allow yourself to be present for pleasure is another approach to making a penis work better. Because as soon as you put pressure on it and create anxiety, that's not safety in mind. It's not going to work. It's be like, no, thank you. I'm running away. This is your penis running away. Run away. So please start thinking about erections as a space for safety first. Where am I missing safety? Where do I need to feel comfort and confident in myself? Mind, body, emotions, and my heart, and context in the way that I'm being treated and I'm treating my partner. These are the spaces that need to be addressed for an erection to work beyond hormones and beyond pills. All right, this is Angela Skurtu. Please visit me at therapistintstlouis.com. Please like and subscribe. And if you have comments, please submit them below. I consistently put out these videos, so I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Thank you.